It's Labor Day, and the press office for Gavin Newsom released a Labor Day message for all of us. Let's look at it together. Happy Labor Day to all, including the scum that is trying to destroy our country with a sick, warped, radical mind, killing small businesses with crazy tariffs, taking health care from children, pardoning J6 thugs, sending the private army to arrest grandma, wrecking our beautiful environment, defunding our schools, and destabilizing long-standing international relationships. Hopefully, the United States Supreme Court and the other good and compassionate judges throughout the land will save us from the decisions of the monsters who want our country to go to hell. But fear not. We have made great progress in recent weeks, and America will soon be safe and great again. Again, happy Labor Day, and God bless America. GCN. So that's what the press office of Gavin Newsom posted. I went over to Donald Trump's Lie Social page, and I did not see one of his crazy holiday messages like he usually puts. This is more like the old Donald Trump than the actual whoever is running Donald Trump's Lie Social page. This is the first comment under that Labor Day message. It says, "The face you make when the world knows your greatest contribution to humanity will be your obituary." Akash says, "This is exactly how Trump posts. Whoever's been posting for him last night needs to hire you." And some people are saying that he hasn't been posting for a little while now. We're going to come back to his Lie Social post in just a moment. This is a trigger warning. This next picture of Stephen Miller is quite stunning, maybe interesting. So this is your trigger warning. If you are eating or drinking anything, please push it to the side. I'm giving you a moment. Okay, now let's continue. This says, Stephen Miller wishes you a happy Labor Day. And then we have this stunning picture of Stephen Miller, and it says happy Labor Day. He's holding a flag and a red star. He looks so pleasant with this big old smile. This was underneath that post that Stephen Miller put out. This is Melanoma Trump wearing a hat that says Newsom was right about everything. So even Melanoma Trump is behind Gavin Newsom. This is real. This is totally not AI. Last night, someone on Donald Trump's Lie Social page posted good night. And then the press office of Gavin Newsom retweeted that saying, "Night, night, Grandpa." A person named Socrates commented with this picture of Donald Trump. "I do not know if this is the most recent picture of Donald Trump because he is very, very orange here. And some of the pictures that they have been posting and pushing off as being Donald Trump looks quite pale and he looks quite sickly." And we are about to talk about some of the things that are going around Twitter right now because Trump is trending, and I'm sure that what is trending is not going to make him happy if he is in fact still alive. I'm about to grab a couple of Lie Social posts, but this is a really pale looking person that is supposedly Donald Trump. Was he not able to put on his terrible makeup today? Are his arms not strong enough to reach up? Is there something going on? This is the picture that people have been circulating of supposedly Donald Trump. Now I want to talk about this Lie Social post that was posted from his account at 5:15 a.m. Let's look at this post. Like I said before, he did not put out one of those extra loud happy Labor Day messages like he usually does, but this is what he posted, and this is very strange. It's supposedly Donald Trump saying, "It is very important that the drug companies justify the success of their various COVID drugs. Many people think they are a miracle that saved millions of lives. Others disagree, with CDC being ripped apart over this question. I want the answer, and I want it now. I have been shown information from Pfizer and others that is extraordinary, but they never seem to show the results to the public. Why not? They go off to the next hunt and let everyone rip themselves apart, including Bobby Kennedy Jr. and the CDC, trying to figure out the success or failure of the drug companies' COVID work. They show me great numbers and results, but they don't seem to be showing them to many others. I want them to show them now to CDC and the public and clear up this mess one way or the other. I hope Operation Warp Speed was as brilliant as many say it was. If not, we all want to know about it and why. Thank you for your attention to this very important matter, President DJT. The way this signs off does not sound like Donald Trump. Number one, it's supposed to be all caps. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And it's not supposed to be very important matter. That has not been in there. It has been, thank you for your attention to this matter. And he has not been signing off President DJT. Sometimes it says Donald J. Trump or President Donald J. Trump. It does not typically say President DJT. Now, they are trying to mimic by randomly capitalizing things like drug companies, COVID. Well, COVID is always being capitalized, but they're really trying to mimic him. But they could capitalize everything so that nobody really knows the wiser. But they have been trying to just implement random stuff. There's not enough things in quotation marks. Like, look at this. Only Hunt is in quotation marks. This is not him. He's not typing these things up. This is from this afternoon. It says, as President of the United States of America, I am pleased to announce that Rudy Giuliani, the greatest mayor in the history of New York City and an equally great American patriot, will receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom, our country's highest civilian honor. Details as to time and place to follow. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. Now, he did say it correctly. Thank you for your attention to this matter. But you can see that it is completely different than thank you for your attention to this very important matter, unless this one isn't very important. But is he like, why isn't he posting about Labor Day and talking about the radical left people and posting some people's names and some insults? This is not him. I grabbed this weekend at Donnie's picture from TikTok. Go ahead and take a screenshot. You need it. JD Vance and Pete Hegseth, they're holding up Donald Trump. And this is probably what is going on. We're going to need a whole new video to talk about the weekend at Donnie's.
So I don't think Donald Trump is writing his own Truth Social posts anymore. And I have receipts for you. So before you scroll, hang out with me for a few minutes because I want to walk you through what I found today. Now, this weekend at Bernie's discussion about the president has really accelerated in the last day or so. I wanted to dive into the Truth Social posts because I, like you, had noticed a subtle shift over the last month or so, and I couldn't really put my finger on it. Now, as a creator who is very vocally critical of this particular president, I've spent a lot of time reading his Truth Social posts because I use it for material. A lot of times when I record. You can go back through a lot of my videos and see many times where I screen capture one of his Truth Social posts. So I'm kind of plugged into how he tends to use that platform to communicate. There's a lot of caps, there's a lot of gibberish, I get it. But something had changed and I couldn't figure it out until today. So let me show you what I found. I first went to this site called Trump's Truth. And this is basically a repository of all of his Truth Social posts that you can actually then go and search for things in his truths. And what I noticed in reading some of his recent posts is a particular sign-off that he has started using, President DJT. You'll notice I just searched President DJT and it pulls up a ton of results, a lot of which seem to be from August of 2025, especially within the last couple weeks. Some from early August, but most of them within the last week or so. Now, at the top of the page, you'll see 79 results here. Okay, cool, we've got 79 results. However, not all of those are actually President DJT sign-offs. You'll see that from September 2023, there's a DJT for President sign-off. Now, if you'll go back up here, I have not entered a start or end date for any of these posts. All of these posts are for all time, searching through Truth Social. So let's just narrow it down for August of this year and filter it down. 40 results now. 40 times we see President DJT as a sign-off. And just to show you every single one of these, all of these posts have President DJT except for this one from August 7th just says President. Okay? Good enough. Now let's change this search to go back to the end of July before this shift seems to have started. And let's just go all the way back to, I don't know, January of 2014. Obviously, I know Truth Social didn't exist then, but let's expand that. 39 results. And in those 39 results, not a single one of them uses the President DJT sign-off.
I have been on Threads and the Twitter gathering things for you about the weekend at Donnie's and what people are saying across social media. Let's jump into it. Brian Crasterstein over on the Twitter says, why does it appear that Trump is posting old pictures of himself playing golf with Gruden as rumors of his death circulate? Also, why does the tweet appear to have the hallmarks of a post written by ChatGPT? Gruden was golfing at the same course wearing the same thing a week ago. So a week ago, I circled this right here. It says August 23rd, and this is supposedly yesterday. So obviously that is a full week apart. This man is wearing the same thing. They are trying to push this off like Donald Trump was out there yesterday playing golf. Now, Tim Hannon got a picture of Donald Trump, so this is supposed to be proof of life. This is Donald Trump spotted alive and healthy this morning. This is totally not Matt Gaetz in a wig. This is Donald Trump, I am sure. Red tie and everything. Megatron put out this tweet. It says, breaking. President Trump cancels all televised public appearances today, making his last televised appearance 6 days ago. Why is he running away from the cameras? Why is he running away from the cameras is definitely the question, because when has he been known to shy away from cameras and talking on video? This person named Thomas asked the question to Grok. Did Trump cancel anything today? And Grok responds, but based on recent reports and the official White House schedule, there are no public events or televised appearances listed for President Trump on September 1st. No confirmed cancellations today. His last noted activity was the cabinet meeting that was last week. So this is what I saw when I opened up Twitter. It says, Trump's week-long vanish stirs health crisis doubts. In late August 2025, President Donald Trump vanished from public view for nearly a week, triggering widespread rumors of health issues like strokes amid concerns about his age and fitness. Okay, so this is trending. This is a trending topic. This was the first trending topic. But this part right here is crazy to me. Nikki Fuentes, white supremacist, alt-right personality, definitely voted for Donald Trump. When Donald Trump won, he said, your body, my choice. He definitely voted for Donald Trump. But this is what Nikki J says. If Joe Biden disappeared for an entire week like this, you know that every Trump supporter would be crashing out about it. Where's the consistency? Trump 2.0 has been a disappointment in literally every way, but nobody wants to admit it. That is big coming from someone who admitted that he voted for Trump, is a MAGA supporter, is an alt-right personality. That's wild to me. But let's continue to look at what is trending. Anonymous says, when Trump dies, J.D. Vance and the oligarchs are going to try to consolidate power. Be ready. But then Claude says, and this was directly underneath that, for everyone saying, but Vance will be worse, just stop. Cults do not survive the death of their leaders. Besides, it's not up to us. My opinion is MAGA will largely, if not entirely, collapse when Trump passes. Then we can focus on stopping Vance, Thiel, etc. And remember, Peter Thiel is, behind Palantir collecting all of our data. And that's what happened with Doge. I know we haven't talked about this in a while because so much has happened in this presidency. It seems like there's something going on each week that we might forget to talk about things. But Doge literally broke in and started taking all of our information. And I'm sure that Palantir and Thiel has all of our information. They're spying on us, collecting all of our information, and there's nothing that we could really do about it. Ronay says, I don't know. My MAGA in-laws are already saying they're ready to vote for Vance in 2028. I think there's a large number who will strongly rally around Vance as the continuation of the savior they think Donald Trump is. And to that, Claude says, we'll see. I expect a large drop-off of support and even more influence/power. And Renee says, I can see the reduced influence of power over Congress. and I'm curious about the changes to the cabinet. I worry about at least part of the base becoming even more intense and how they'll carry out their fervor. Just a little aside about Peter Thiel. This person, Regen Futurist, says, just a reminder, Peter Thiel, who married Matt Denizen in 2017, had a kept boyfriend, Jeff Thomas, from 2020 to 2022. Thomas said he tried to convince Thiel to break from his hypocritical funding of anti-gay causes and GOP candidates. Thomas mysteriously died in March 2023 in the traditional Russian way, plunging to his death from a window, defenestration. This was after he had recently broken up with Thiel due to, in his own words, "It was toxic, it was unhealthy, my mental health is at risk." And then she continues, she says, giving cash but isolated and well kept in a $13 million Hollywood Hills mansion where Thiel hosted raucous parties and gay love fests, Thomas had witnessed more than his fair share of incriminating evidence from high-profile people. He also reportedly had a huge confrontation with Thiel's husband at a New Year's Eve bash before his death. Thomas's family and friends all said he was moving forward with his life and had no intention to self-delete, despite the Miami PD investigating it as such. I don't plan on reading this article, but if you're interested, this is an article from March 2023. The death of Peter Thiel's kept romantic partner is being investigated as a self-deletion. So you can look this up from The Intercept. There is the title right there. Back to the topic at hand. Brian Allen says, even Nikki F is saying it now. Trump's been missing in action for over a week, and nobody on the right wants to admit something's wrong. The man disappears and the White House goes into lockdown mode. If Biden vanished like this, Fox News would be on a 24-hour death watch. But now, crickets. Something is seriously off. 20% says, even Elon Musk won't speak up on it. Stock says if Biden disappeared for a week, Fox would have a countdown clock, a panel of doctors, and wall-to-wall speculation about his health. Trump vanishes and suddenly silence is patriotic. The hypocrisy is deafening and the secrecy is dangerous. Something's not right. Florence Locke says the White House releases another photo to prove beyond doubt that Trump is still alive. And this is totally a picture of Donald Trump. I am not seeing anything wrong with this picture. Shows that he is alive. He's doing the signature 2 thumbs up. Perfect. Now let's get to this Threads post. This man named Danny says, look, I'm no fan of Trump. He can be a real stinker, but the man's health is failing. And not to get up on a soapbox, but I think we owe him the same kind of compassion and respect in his time of suffering that he's famously always shown to others. So let's keep in mind, let's give him the same type of compassion and respect that he gives to other people in their time of suffering. So just keep that in mind. Be a mirror. Match that energy. The person below, a lawgator, says, I think we should show him the same respect he showed John McCain and Joe Biden during their respective health crises. We owe him that. And like I said, there has been so many things that's happened this year alone that we might have forgotten some things. This happened back in May, the end of May. So we got June, July, August. This is 3 months ago. Trump says he doesn't have sympathy for vicious Biden after cancer diagnosis. If you feel sorry for him, don't. And just the talking points. Trump attacked his predecessor Joe Biden during a press conference Friday, May 30th. When asked about Biden's recent stage 4 prostate cancer diagnosis, the president said, if you feel sorry for him, don't feel sorry. The comments come just days after Trump called Biden scum and shared social media comments that referred to the former president as a decrepit corpse. He has no F's to give about anybody else. So anybody that's sitting up here hand-wringing that people are just being mean, why? He doesn't give a damn about anybody and never has. He's not a respectful person. So why are people going to start showing him respect? That's why I'm sharing this from Matthew. Matthew shared, did you know if you treat Trump supporters the way they treat everyone else, they get very upset? Likewise, if you treat Trump the way he has treated everybody else, people start getting all upset. He has earned all of this. This is a tweet from People back in May, and they're just sharing where Donald Trump was saying, don't feel sorry for Biden. Loop Guy says, karma, baby, is coming at some point for the orange disaster. And I know that not everybody believes in karma, but we're seeing the deterioration of Donald Trump right in front of our eyes. The discolored hands, the cankles, the slumped over posture. He's breaking down in front of our eyes, and now they're snatching him from our eyes. Something is wrong, and we're going to have to see what's going on. Go ahead and drop your theories now.
So you want to know if it happened or not? How many times you done check that piece of index today? You just sitting around waiting for the announcement, right? But of course, if it happened, they're not going to immediately announce it. It's going to take a minute. But a lot of people want to know if he's going up yonder. Well, he might not be in the upper room with Jesus, because Jesus is an immigrant. He don't like those. And he don't like Jesus either. But if it did actually happen within like the last day or two, what if the TikTok psychic was actually right? What if she mistook the 944? It was actually the 29th instead of the 24th. And a lot of people were so fucking pissed off that it didn't happen last week. I mean, y'all had on y'all Sunday's best with y'all bells and whistles waiting to celebrate. But when it didn't happen, y'all was calling for that lady head on a silver platter. So what if she just made an honest mistake? We literally, the 24th and the 29th is not that far away. We still in the same week, technically, you know? So she might actually be fucking right if it has happened. And all you intuitives said you woke up about 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning out of the blue with this feeling in the pit of your stomach. Something similar to what happened last year in November. What you think that is? What you think that was? But you know what? Life runs its course. He might be somewhere. He just not here with us, you know? But if it has happened, what y'all bringing to the cookout? Hold on. Let me put this disclaimer out there, okay? Because the last time you showed up, you brought 3 motherfuckers with you. And you know I don't mind. The more, the merrier, right? But they all showed up empty-handed and they left with a carry-out box. We're not doing that. We're not doing it this year. I'm not playing with y'all. So if you feel like you can't stop by the store and pick something up or prepare it and then bring it, cash out me $20. I'll get it for you. And no, we don't need no ice. We don't need paper towels, silverware, paper plates, the cups like we got all that from last time. We just need everybody to pull their weight. Everybody gonna have a good ass time. We gonna celebrate all fucking day, all fucking night. But I can't be the only one that's always putting shit together. I gotta plan the event. I gotta put a deposit down on the venue. I gotta be the one that go buy all the food, prepare it, cook it, set the shit up. Y'all must think I'm Uber and Lyft and I gotta go pick everybody and their mama up and drop them off. I'm not doing it this year. I'm not doing it. I want to sit back, kick my feet up, and have a good time, too. I don't want to be the host all the time. I don't want to be the DJ. I don't want to be the chef. Shit, I want to get fucked up, too. This is history. But yeah, make sure y'all don't show up empty-handed this year. Y'all can bring whoever y'all want, but make sure they carry their weight and pitch in something, too. I'll see y'all.